No bones to crush with, no stinging lips oozing venom, no great bulk to throw its shade along the reef. But when this beast goes over the water, the predators shun. Sharks retreat, fish scatter into darkness. And in the laboratories worldwide, investigators have recorded something still more bizarre. It recognizes human faces. It decides to believe, and it decides to assault. It is not a question of whether it is intelligent or not. The problem is, how is it possible that something so completely alien should think so much like we do? So to understand why the ocean fears it, we have to begin where its intelligence truly lives, not in its body, but in its mind. Chapter 1. The octopus lacks one brain that controls the body. Rather, it operates 9 independent brains which work in a coordinated manner. Its eyes are positioned between a central brain that takes over the information and makes decisions. But the actual revolution takes place in the arms. The 8 limbs have their own neural cluster. That is, a semi-independent brain can take action without having to wait upon it. In such arms, the octopus has over 300 million neurons. All the limbs will be able to taste, touch, and manipulate things separately. Researchers have cut off the limbs of octopi in laboratories and observed dislocated parts reaching and holding on. The arm has not forgotten its mission. This presents an impossible problem to the predators. You are not after a single mind, you are going against a host of them. One side attacked, 3 arms respond independently, and then the central brain takes notice of the danger. The octopus does not have anything to study, and in the sea, random is ungraspable. But the defense of unpredictability is the first level. It is not only that the octopus perplexes predators, but rather that it plays with reality. Chapter 2. The skin of the octopus has millions of chromatophores, a microscopic pigment cell which is expanded and contracted by neural regulation. Below those are reflective cells which play with light and texture. Together, these transform the creature in milliseconds. The octopus does not just blend in with its environment, but decides what it wants to be. Hunting near coral, it wavers to spiky surfaces of reds and oranges. Crossing rocky bottom, it mimics stone. Confronted by predators, it mimics the poisonous lionfish or the lethal sea snakes. The disturbing thing about that is herein the fact that octopuses are colorblind. They envision gray but suit colorful surroundings perfectly. Studies indicate that their skin itself is sensitive to light, indicating that the whole body is a sensory organ. The development of the predators is adapted, and their evolution is necessary to break the camouflage. However, the octopus employs thousands of strategies and switches among them in an instant. Evolution crawls, the octopus sprints, but the octopus does not depend only on the immediate metamorphosis. It has something worse than that, the power to think ahead. Chapter 3. Majority of the ocean animals respond to danger instantly. The octopus plans. Globally, in aquariums, octopuses have unscrewed the lids of jars. Inside, unscrewed child-proof bottles and dismantled filtration systems. One in New Zealand shot bulbs with water to repeatedly short-circuit his tank lighting. The movement of the lights by staff was aimed at the electrical outlets. These aren't accidents. Octopuses search the confinement systematically, experimenting on barriers and investigating vulnerabilities. And they do not crash on glass, they look on edges and seals. They wait, they remember, and when occasion offers them, do so with appalling competency. Wild octopuses are the same way thinkers. They drag shells of coconuts on the ocean floor and put them together to construct dwellings. They collect rocks to be used as shields to their hoardings. This organization is extremely uncommon among the sea creatures. The octopus does not panic when he is in trouble. It sees, calculates, and is intentional. The tactical reasoning of the octopus makes the animal more favorable in escaping, yet it turns the animal into a mental killer. Chapter 4. The octopus preys by acting like a deceiver and psychological warfare. When in danger, it gives out ink, which does not only cloud water, but has chemicals that disable the sense of smell of a predator. The genius is what follows, however. Ink is then given a form of a decoy by the octopus shapes which appear like the body of the octopus. The phantom is hit by predators and the actual octopus flees, frequently shifting color in the middle of the flight. Other species adopt the pretense of being wounded, walking around. Predators close in. The octopus jumps into action or squirts ink into the face of the attacker at the nick of a time. Others play dead completely. Predator strategies are effective in that predators are economical in their energy consumption. When prey becomes too unpredictable or unsafe, then predators give up the hunt. The octopus has ensured that it is hard to figure out and it is entirely avoided by most predators. However, the skills of the octopus extend beyond the food chain of the ocean. It has shown us something that makes us question what intelligence is. It sees individual human beings. Chapter 5. Scientists in the research facilities of the world reported different people being treated differently by the octopuses. Experiments confirmed this. The octopuses differentiate among individual humans and do not forget them with the course of time. This was done in one study where two researchers interacted with octopuses, with one feeding them and the other poking them with a stick in opposite directions. In a few days, octopuses were going to the feeder with anticipation, but going back when the annoying researcher came, transforming into dark color and spouting water at that particular individual. Octopuses also identified individuals even when the researchers changed clothes or even took up new angles. They were not replying to the lab coats, they were familiarizing faces or body shapes. This is not basic training. The octopus links certain individuals with certain experiences and makes certain changes. It does not simply see you, but it is aware of how you handled it and makes a decision. The issue of recognition is even more upsetting when it is combined with the ability of octopus to be selectively aggressive. This creature doesn't just remember, it holds grudges. Chapter 6. There are documented examples of octopuses that attack individual persons, but they show continuous aggressiveness towards them and do not show aggressiveness towards unfamiliar people. One of the aquariums had an octopus that sprayed water on a specific volunteer each time they came near him, but not on the rest of the workers. Investigators had found out that that volunteer had tripped the tank a few weeks before. The octopus had a memory and carried them out. Another incident was of an octopus that had escaped on several occasions, but only once in the time of one employee. That worker had come into contact with the octopus roughly. There was only one person that the creature waited and then made its escape. Such discriminatory chronic aggression is very uncommon. Majority of the animals act on the impulsive responses. The octopus records the experiences one had into the memory, labels them with feelings, and recalls that information when the person returns. The horrifying implication is not that it recollects, that it is the decision maker of who should be the object of hostility. It makes judgments. It assigns blame. It is not the ocean which is supposed to remember you, but the octopus. All these actions are headed towards one thing, an intelligence that developed absolutely without any connection to our own. Chapter 7. The octopus ancestor branched off the vertebrate line of evolution 600 million years ago. Since that point, octopus intelligence evolved in complete seclusion of cognitive selections which formed mammals, birds, and reptiles. The octopus has no evolutionary background with us of social cooperation. There was no general spread of language or the use of tools. Our common ancestor was hardly more than a mere worm. Nevertheless, octopuses are problem solvers on a par with most mammals. They exhibit spatial reasoning, object permanence, and episodic memory. They are curious, playful, and with individual personality. Scientists refer to the octopus as the nearest equivalent of alien intelligence on Earth. When we meet aliens in other worlds, they will have a way of thinking that is probably very different. The octopus is a preview. There is no intelligence with the same architecture. There is no awareness with the same origin. If intelligence evolved twice on one planet through separate paths, what does that suggest about the ocean's depths? What other minds might exist in unexplored places, aware of us in ways we haven't detected? The octopus proves intelligence isn't exclusive to animals with spines or warm blood. It can emerge anywhere selection pressure and neural complexity intersect. The giant Pacific octopus doesn't rule through physical dominance. It rules through something far more rare and dangerous. In the ocean, intelligence is rarer than teeth. Predators fear what they cannot predict, cannot deceive, and cannot forget. Some monsters don't hunt with claws. They watch, remember, and wait. If you want more journeys into the unknown, subscribe, support the series, like and subscribe to our channel. Subscribe and like the video to help it reach others. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for the next dive and comment what you think is really down there.